Thank you. It's a little different look this morning, other things we've heard. I'm going to share with you a native teaching from my grandfather's people, the Mohawk people, the keepers of the eastern door of the Haudenosaunee people. It seems like in the late 1600s, in the Mohawk land, the Dutch people came and they started cutting down trees and building houses and taking game from the Mohawk land. And the Mohawk people sent delegations to the other tribes to come back to figure out what to do, how to confront this issue. Language was a problem because the native language was different than the Dutch, but they finally were able to talk to each other. They said, we have to somehow resolve our issue. Somehow we have to figure out a way to live together with one another. The Dutch people came up with an idea saying, let's have a relationship where we are the father and you are the son in this relationship. And the native people said, no, we don't think that's going to work. We would rather it be a brother-to-brother relationship. And so they developed this Wampum Belt. This storied belt is called the Turo Wampum, or the Gaswenta in the Mohawk language. And what this belt tells us, the top purple line is the Dutch sailing ship sailing down the river. The bottom purple line is the native canoe sailing down the river side by side, promising that they would never interfere with one another, that they would respect one another, and learn from each other in a positive way, that they would never get in each other's ship to steer the direction for the other person. Now, what does this have to do with the church and the conference? And I thought about this, and I think sometimes as a church or a conference, or just even as pastors, when we deal with minority communities, we tend to take a father-son relationship rather than a brother-to-brother or a brother-to-sister relationship. And we miss out when we do that. There's so much to learn from one another when it's not this and this relationship, but it's a parallel relationship. If I were to change this Wampum Belt and risk my membership, I think, I would change it so he would say it's okay to get in one another's boat, to learn from one another. It's okay to be a part of each other's community. And I would also change, instead of being parallel, I would make these two lines intersect, because eventually we're all on the same team. We all want the same thing for the church. We all want it to lead people to God in the same way. Let's not be separate in that. But what we learn from this, I think, truly is, with regard to minorities and even women in the church, don't make it like this and this. Make it parallel so we respect and appreciate one another and we're on the same plane. That's a message from Indian people.